Hello everyone, so welcome to today's video, and what I'm going to be explaining to you is about NES Health, the scan, what the purpose of it, and obviously how to navigate through your scan so you can get the most out of reading what this information tool is providing. So in essence, this scan, again, is a very, very powerful health information tool to see where your body is at in this current moment in time. We need to see and understand that we are comprised of energy. We are energy, and our physical form is what I would term as condensed dense matter, and more of our outer bodies, so our outer energy fields, which some may term as the aura, the auritic sheath, the energy field, or in this case, the bioenergetic field, and to see where our energy is deficient or where we need more priority focus on to help address certain issues that are expressing itself in symptoms. So this for me is a powerful tool to help identify causes, especially when clients come to me who are experiencing issues which they've gone to traditional Western medicine doctors and been told that their blood work is fine, the scans are fine, yet and get checked out saying that they are termed as inverted commas healthy, but you can tell something is still wrong, so you seek alternative methods to try and address it in a healthy, natural way. So this is a very powerful tool to help with that. So as I explained, that this is taking a snapshot of you in time right now. So the best analogy to explain is like, this is a river that's flowing, and we take a picture of that. So the river water that flowed through in the picture will not be the same when you take another picture 5 minutes later. So we're working on a priority basis. So when you open up your scan, we will see here in this block a priority color format indication, where obviously white is low and it ranks up to purple. What I tell clients to do is just focus currently on the purples or the highs or the priorities. And also to explain that, for example, if you are fully aware that you may have an autoimmune issue, a condition, or an organ cutout or something in terms of a health issue that you're familiar of, and it doesn't actually pop up on the scan, doesn't mean that it's not there. It just simply means that what your body needs right now in this moment is not necessarily to address that issue, but more to address other things which may be contributing to it being a little bit worse. But just focus, and obviously, as we always say, trust the scan, because it's providing information that you would have not necessarily had otherwise. When you focus on something being a priority, this could also be in excess or too little. So bearing in mind, this is where you need to ask yourself the questions, or me as the practitioner, I would ask further to obviously help dig a little deeper and understand. So you'll see here, there's different types of tabs, and I'll walk you through each one. So energy source, which is this tab over here, is just telling me, okay, where you can source different types of energies that help comprise of you to be able to function on a day-to-day, how they are individually doing. So in this case, you know, your diet, your hydration, exercise, how's the oxygen level circulating throughout your body, your circadian rhythms, are you sleeping enough, you're getting enough sunlight, especially in the UK, people don't really do due to the lack of sun, or are you sleeping sufficiently and getting enough hours in. And this one is called your EMF exposure, or your magnetic field exposure. So this is the only one out of these 4 boxes you can click further on, and just to see how you are energetically managing perhaps radiation. Are you getting outside enough and decharging all of the electricity that maybe you got too much exposure to computers, maybe TV or cell phone. And even so, you may be affected with your alignment through the planetary changes. So whether the vertical axis or the equatorial axis of planet Earth being out of sync can also affect certain things, maybe your heart rate variability, your blood, also maybe feeling dizzy or fatigued. So the planets do affect us. And also, as a client reading this, if you do not know something, you may just simply click on the tab and there will be an elaborated explanation for you and also some guidance for action tips. And then obviously when we get to nutrition, some information on what you may eat or maybe supplements you could take. If you want, you may click further onto a tab and then there would be an elaborated explanation of what that tab actually means, so you can obviously get an understanding. And then they will also give you some action steps on how to correct if it's out of balance or there's a sensitivity, some action tips, and also some recommendations, whether it's a supplement or an infoceutical. So an infoceutical is one of two product offerings that this company NES Health offers in addition to the scan, as a, okay, we figured out there's something out of balance, how do we get that into balance? So infoceutical is a drop supplement that's made up with a combination of magnesium and potassium, programmed with energy to help bring whatever is out of alignment back into balance. One bottle of infoceutical will be a month supply, and we recommend 5 bottles per month, depending on what your scan comes out with. So for example, if you don't have enough day exposure, then there'll be a programmed infoceutical to bring you back. Then the second offering that they have is that there is a machine called a My Health device, which I equated to a no needle acupuncture to help bring any blockages in the body out, and obviously to bring energy channels back into balance and become unblocked. So if we go further to the next one, it's called energy strength. So we want to ask ourselves, what is the strength of our energy? How is it flowing through the body, right? How strongly is it flowing through the body? So we can see in this case, there's a couple of different breakdowns of items that you can have. And then if it is, again, you're not sure, you say, okay, purple, purple, purple. So in this client's example, there's quite a few things out of balance. You're going to ask and inquire, or just maybe something like that. And you can click further onto it and then see to break down more, which will give you some very detailed information. So the next one is talking about the flow of your energy. If it's flowing, for example, we have something in our body called meridian lines, so energy channels, which could literally flow. If we split the body in half, there's 6 on each side, and it goes from head to toe, head to toe, head to toe. We need to see it that the energy needs to literally keep going up and down, oscillating from top to bottom to flow. But with what happens in our life is then blockages come up, or injuries occur, or emotional issues that can create physical expression, creates blockages, and then therefore things can't flow as they once did. So then that would obviously result in issues. So then in this case, triple burner comes up. So if you wanted to click there, when you see on the scan that there's numbers, the total number is 4. So you want to be looking for 4s in this case. So, and when you click on these, it can spin and give some more detail as well. So you can click on the 4. Sorry, not click on the 4. So you can see that there's a 4 there, and then you can find out more information about that. And again, more drop down and elaborated explanation. So it can help you get really, really on top of it. There is also a feature when you do multiple scans, there will be a comparative chart that can be formed. So we can see if things, for example, steadily improve over a couple of scans, or maybe some things are staying constant, or maybe things are varying, just to obviously keep on track, which we can then obviously match with how your life is currently going at the moment, or the stress levels, or any injuries or sports, etc. Right. Next one is the mind and body. So this is doing a correlation. How well is the mind communicating with the body? So the neurons is effectively communicating with the actions or the movements or the kinesthetic aspects of your being. So these first 4 are only ones that you can click further. And again, focusing out of 4s. So these ones you can click on and it will again tell you, okay, what is the organ related, and perhaps even the emotionally related. So what I've noticed in scans that I've done is that some of these may literally manifest in the sense that there's an emotional trauma or issue that is physically expressing itself as a blockage in certain parts of the body, or it can simply be that you do have an issue physically and that may be showing up as an emotion, or simply it's just physical. So again, this comes down to inquiry between you and the client. So you can see here, for example, nourishment. So client has liver. So in this case, I'm familiar that this client did have hepatitis at one stage. So obviously being able to break down this sort of foods and obviously break down toxins and pollutants, it's not very easy. So this is showing up as a physical issue, but do also know that the client is suffering from nourishment issues in terms of enjoying life, or feeling fulfilled as well. So that's just a good example. So here we can just keep breaking down into different aspects. These ones do not break down further, but it's good to know. So then if you want, then you can click further and this will explain to you. If we go to the next tab, this is talking about, again, the balance, whether it's an excess or too little, the positive and the negative emotions of your mental state at this current moment in time. So you can see that obviously there's a lot of worry going on, blame, compassion, gratitude. So then again, inquiring further, what are the core emotions that are happening, what is going on. You can even click down here and you can get access to free training if you want to get some further information. The next tab is talking about your immunity levels, but on an energetic sense, right? So how is that functioning? That is ultimately affecting your immune system. So in this case, we can see, I would say instantly, obviously the liver, but we're also relating that to the previous one, or the previous tab. So we can see that that's linking on. So there's definitely something coming up with regards to the liver. So we can see even here that there's also a couple of orange ones as well. So this is broad spectrum of viruses. So the client has recently had COVID as well, so fungus, and that is also coming up, so that's interesting. Stars, this is again sort of a summary. It's talking about the mini information networks that of your subsystems and how it functions within the bioenergetic field and how your body's metabolizing it, or metabolizing the energy sensor. Again, the muscles are affected. So this one you can again click further on and just get more elaborated explanations, but yours obviously may be different. This tab is talking about the machine, so the My Health device. So when you do a scan, it will say aspects of your body are kicking out and need treatment because there are blocked energy pathways. So this would be the recommended scan. So you could just click on here and see, okay, that retina. So then I would do the scan on you. You can buy this machine yourself. Obviously, it does have a cost to it, or you can come in for treatment, do a scan, and then receive treatment. And then you can rank them from different levels, right? Then this is talking about all mind-related aspects. So how are the neurons communicating within your mind, which some people may find that a little bit more difficult and shut down because of maybe some trauma aspects, or maybe age is against, or not sufficient nutrition in the body to help rebuild. So in this case, the client has quite a few. So again, you can just click on it and it'll give you an elaborated explanation. Next tab is environment. So this is obviously environmental exposure to obviously different things, toxins that take form in toiletries, home cleaning products, solvents, metals, which may be physically exposed or may be consumed, herbicides, pesticides, etc. Funguses, fungi, and obviously radiation. I find this one to be the quite, and mold, because a lot of people coming about mold exposure, especially from the damp or maybe consuming different fermented foods. And also depending on the body composition, as per Chinese medicine, or Ayurvedic, is your body a damp environment? So, or EMF exposure, sulfur exposure, etc. So you can again click further onto that and we'll explain more. And then in summary, the environmental exposures are affecting these specific ones. So if this is a 5, then that's mainly affecting the certain organ. Then the next one, we go to nutrition. So this is talking about, again, deficiencies or overconsumption of certain vitamins or supplements, or maybe food that contains the supplements. But typically speaking, what I notice is it's more of a deficiency. And this can help you understand. So again, if you need to understand more, just click on it and it'll give you an elaborated explanation. So you've got lots of different breakdowns, so even down to your amino acids. And then your digestion. So how well are you metabolizing? So the client eats a little bit too much sugar, doesn't have enough carbon and oxygen and hydrogen combination circulating through the system. So there's a lot of circulation issues, malabsorption of food. So this is about digestion issues, which I do notice typically speaking in doing colonic hydrotherapy. And then obviously how well is the blood oxygenating in the body. From a client's view of the scan, this is only can be seen by me as the practitioner, but is your sensitivity. So what you may be experiencing. So in this case, oats is not good, beans not good, casein, so dairy, sulfites, and yeast. So again, you can always click on and elaborate what you should refrain from or break down. And then we'll see here the final tab is recommendations. So when I open up a scan, I just actually go straight to recommendations first, and then I will work my way back, unless there's something I specifically know or want to obviously see first. So in summary, infoceuticals, which I've explained to you, are these supplements, a 1 month supply of drops that will say, okay, you need to get these 5 and you'll take 15 drops a day for about 30-day period. And then on the machine, what different features I would do on you to help unblock certain energy channels. And then here you can see if you go down, this will just be in summary based on a combination of priorities that have come up. What would you say your summarized pattern would be? So your immune system, for example, in this case of this client, asthma, immunity, energy levels, and then muscles. So that is the summary of the scan. So if you have any questions, this is how you'd navigate through them and see. And obviously, if you want to understand how to purchase infoceuticals yourself, you just can click up here, go to the shop, and then you'll get sets, or maybe you can get breakdowns of individual ones, or a certain combination of feel-good ones where they've made like a lovely set of them. If you want to buy the actual My Health device, you can absolutely do so, or get some imprinted music, or gain access to some courses. Some are free, some you can pay for, and then a couple of books of films as well. So just being part of the community, because it's a very powerful tool in order to understand what is going on. So that's all for today.